Hi guys, my name's Mara Rothwell and I'm your lovely host for the Fly Girls pod. So I have opened a Patreon. I am still in the process of uploading all of the audio onto all streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple and many more. So you can listen to me in your car, you can listen to me. The video will still be available on YouTube. However, are you sick and tired of the dusties? Because I am. So buckle up, seats upright. Please mind the gap between the dusty and the Fly Girls. Yeah? Please mind the gap, yeah? So I'm sick and tired of the dusties coming for me on TikTok. So if you'd like me to answer your personal dilemmas and you'd also like to hear my personal dusty dilemmas and how I've dealt with them, I'll be going into further detail on the Fly Girls Club. Feel free to join the Fly Girls Club on Patreon. I will be donating to charities, to war-torn countries, to orphanages, or even any charity of your choice. I'll be going live a lot more. Feel free to join the Patreon. There's different packages available and different benefits available also. I'm thinking to make a Discord or group chat so we can stand together and put an end to the dusty epidemic. We will survive in this dusty epidemic. Thank you so much. I am your lovely host, Mara Rothwell. This is the Fly Girls podcast. Ciao. Hello, Fly Girls, Fly Boys. I'm your host, Maya Rothwell, and you are here listening to the Fly Girls podcast. Please be warned, this is a dusty-free zone. No dustiness is tolerated on this aircraft. Any dusty behavior is prohibited, and you will be offloaded immediately. Thank you very much. I'm the captain now. So we've got a lot of things to talk about today. So first and foremost, let's talk about monsters. So this, guys, is actually a true story. It's about Eric and Lyle Menendez. So we're actually going to hear their side of the story on the 7th of October, which is very soon. Today's the 3rd. So yeah, in a couple of days. But by the time this is out, we'll probably see their side of the story on Netflix, hopefully. Because I was following the case prior to this movie, I knew the facts from the fiction. So when I posted this on my story, a picture of these two innocent boys, one of my friends messaged me like, Maya, it's all a lie. And I was like, what do you mean it's a lie? And he was like, oh, in the series. By the way, me and my friend, we binged this series. Yeah, we was in Melbourne together. We binged it, the whole thing. I saw it and I was like, this is a true story. Like it was an actual real thing. It was actually real, like it happened. Because I remember when I followed the case and I was keeping up with it. And I thought this was old news. So now they've made a movie about it. And apparently soon we're going to hear if they're going to be eligible to be released, which I hope they are, because I'm so sorry, they deserve to be released. Because if there was two girls, it would be a completely different story. Look at the Gypsy Rose case. And bear in mind, guys, when this case happened, it was the same time as the OJ Simpson trial. And they was actually helping him. Like OJ Simpson was in the cell next to them. And they was helping him and giving him advice. And the law and justice system is completely different to ours in Dubai, ours in England. So you cannot compare it, guys. You cannot say, oh, the justice system is fair, the law system is fair. And I know this because I studied it in psychology. I did criminology and psychology. So we studied cases where there was people convicted who was innocent, and then later they was released based on DNA testing and false information and evidence, etc., etc. And back then it was very taboo. Trigger warning. We're going to talk about abuse. If you don't want to listen to this, please feel free to skip past this. Don't want anyone to feel upset or triggered. So yeah, trigger warning, abuse, guys. Feel free to skip if you need to. These boys are innocent. I'm so sorry. And if you think otherwise, you need to go and read the real case, not just what you saw on Netflix. Because as a director, of course, you're going to add things for dramatic effect. It's a series, it's Netflix. Although I do believe he could have portrayed them in a different light, because he made it look like they went on a shopping spree and it was all fun and games. It wasn't like that, obviously, guys. Two young lads, they was younger than me when they was convicted. Two young lads are not going to, unalive their parents for no reason. Do your own research and really look. Even their own family testified, even their own cousins testified and defended them and said they wasn't allowed on the same floor as them and their parents. Sorry, I don't want to speak bad on the dead because they're not here to defend themselves. The mother also played a part in that. I'm ever so sorry. Take from the series what you will. But please do your own research before you message me nonsense. Go and educate yourself. I'm so sorry, but they was innocent. And if it was now, but this just goes to show, guys, do your own research and come to your own conclusions. If at your big age, you sit and believe everything the media tells you without doing your own research and coming to your own conclusions, you need to really go back into formal education. I'm so sorry. It doesn't take a scientist to know that. Like, learn to think for yourself and come to your own conclusions, please. And I'm so sorry, but back then it was not normal to talk about. Only now men are starting to talk about abuse and some of the things my guy friends have told me. I will ask them, have you spoke to anyone about this? Like really alarming things that happened to them as a child. And they're like, no, why would I tell anyone? Because my boys would just either call me this or call me that, call me gay. But these things happen to men too. I'm so sorry. Like, I know I always come for the dusties, but by the way, when I come for the dusties, dusties is a universal. It's non-binary. It doesn't apply to one gender or the other. When I come for the dusties, I come for the dusty girls too, not just the dusty boys. Yeah, you don't see me chilling with the dusty girls the same way you don't see me entertaining dusty guys. I'm so sorry. I don't entertain any guys anyway, but just for argument's sake. So back then, especially back then, it was very taboo to talk about these kind of things. And because there was young lads from a wealthy family, people didn't want to believe them. And I'm so sorry, but I really hope they get released. And Eric and Lyle, if you're watching this, please come on my podcast one day. Because you boys, they needed therapy. And that lawyer, bless her, she's a better woman than me, I can tell you that for free. I would have been scrapping. I would have been scrapping in that courtroom because there was one evidence artifact as well that was, one of them had a bruise at the back of his throat. It's like, guys, if you don't believe, have you ever seen a grown man cry like that? Have you ever seen two young lads cry like that? The way they cried and everything was recorded. By the way, you can watch the real recordings of them. And the two actors, they did ever so good. Round of applause for them. They did ever so good. Even though I don't agree with the portrayal of the story, I'm looking forward for them to tell their side of the story. And yeah, justice for Eric and Lyle Menendez. We're here for you. We love you. Even though no one was there for you back then, we love you and we're here for you. And even my friend who messaged me, when I explained it to him, when I explained the evidence, he's like, oh yeah, even the title like suggests a negative connotation, monsters. Yeah, because that's what they want you to think. That was his interpretation, his story. Next, moving on. So today I'd like to talk about some of your lovely comments on my no ring, no rass video. So I made a video and basically said, no ring, no baby, no ring, no rass, to cut a long story short, because it's so true. Why are you going to, and call me old fashioned, call me traditional, call me whatever you want. Yeah? You living in a man's house, being a full-time nanny to his kids, your kids, being a full-time cleaner, full-time baby mama, whatever you want to call it, full-time rass, yeah? No offense. You are applying for the role of a full-time cow and you are letting him milk you dry. And I know a lot of people were saying, oh no, ring doesn't mean anything. It does. The act of getting the ring, the act of knowing, oh, if I don't act accordingly, she's going to leave. It means everything. Yes, a materialistic object, metal band, gold band, silver band, whatever. Yes, it doesn't really, in the great scheme of things, it doesn't stop him from doing whatever he wants. But this is why you choose who you entertain. Listen, us women, we have more power than we think. I'm so sorry. It makes me sick when I hear girls, oh, he's cheating on me. You let him cheat on you. Who told you to be a full-time cleaner, full-time cow? Why are you letting him milk you like a cow, darling? If he really is desperate for calcium, he could go to his mum's house and ask to be breastfed again. Thank you very much. Next. Someone said, you easily learn someone's habit either by visiting them or by staying with them for like a week or two. You know right away if that person is nasty or clean. You don't really think men just going out of the way to clean when their girlfriend is coming over. Are you sure the ones that... Okay, so not all of this makes sense, guys. Obviously, social media, nothing really makes sense on there. By the way, can I just say social media is not real? Social media is not real. You dusties who comment racism and comment nonsense on my TikTok, get a job. You're jobless and you have nothing better to do than to comment on a 24-year-old girl's makeup videos. You look like you look like Erling Haaland. You sound like a man. You're transgender. Even I've had some things like, oh, you big nose, basically because I have African nose. You big nose, you African, you this, you that. And it's like, okay, I'm happy. Okay, I'm African, I'm proud. You are dusty cunt. And you're ashamed. Embrace your dustiness. Be a dusty and proud. Don't let these heifers try to humble you. When you're an attractive woman, all these people are going to try humble you. And I'm sick of it. I'm so sorry. I'm more than happy with being the villain now. I am more than happy to be the Bravo, Romeo, India, Tango, Charlie Hotel. I'm more than happy, darling, because listen, I saw a video. I would highly recommend you subscribe to my sister's channel, my good sister's channel. She's called Sapphire Love. I'll link it down below. She talks a lot about this, about people trying to humble you. Listen, if you're attractive, people are always going to be sticking your beak in your business. Why this, why that, asking nonsense rass questions. They don't ask this to the people they don't give a rass about. They're asking you because you're attractive and they want to see your mouth open. They want to get a reaction out of you. I didn't know this, but recently I've been learning about the incel community and red pill movement, and it's actually scary. And there's this thing called negging, and my friend Sapphire, she explained it to me. She was like, this guy was negging you, Maya. This guy thought he could have the audacity to say to me, oh, your TikTok's so funny. And I was like, haha, yeah, I saw that you followed me. And he says, yeah, it's like, who hurt you? Haha. Basically, something along the lines of, oh, who hurt you? And it's like, darling, you was never my demographic. Dusty boys like yourself was never my demographic, and you're not my target audience. If you're a dusty, move. If you're dusty, bye. Go back to Dusty Land. Go back to your dusty mobile, because this is not for you. This is for people. Well, I say women, but if you're a boy, you can also apply these things as well to your life. When I advise people on my TikTok and tell them to stay away from the dusties, the only reason you're triggered is because you are a dusty. The only reason you're triggered when I come for the dusty and brokies is because you're a dusty brokey. Why would you be offended at something you're not? It's like someone saying to me, Maya, you are ever so stumpy and you're ever so round. I'm not stumpy and I'm not round, so I'm not going to be offended. Don't let these people give you backhanded compliments either, guys. So many people say to me, yeah, you're so beautiful, but you know it though. Oh, you're so pretty, but I think you know it. And it's like, don't compliment me. I don't need your compliments. I don't need your backhanded rass dust compliment. Thank you very much. You know it, but you know it. Yes, I know it. If I didn't know it, I wouldn't have been a model. I wouldn't have been a signed model since the age of 18. Obviously, I'm pretty. Yes, I know I'm pretty. And maybe you should get some confidence and also embrace your prettiness. Then you're not going to be coming up to me, but you know you're pretty though. Why am I going, you're pretty, but I think you know it though. What kind of backhanded rass compliment is that? Get a job. This behavior is jobless and it's actually embarrassing. I'm so sorry. And some dusties comment on my TikTok saying, come for the dusty girls, come for the dusty girls. Oh, don't you worry, I am. Dusty girls are also very scary because women, a jealous, vindictive woman, she will go miles. She will go miles to be wicked and do evil things to you guys. Some of the things, especially in the workplace, now I understand why influencers and models don't want to do 9-to-5 jobs, because I get it. Guys, I've had one person, twice my senior in age, wrap a wet towel in my scarf, because you know for work we have to wear like a hat with a scarf. She wrapped a wet towel in my scarf, thinking I didn't know. Listen, I didn't get an A in psychology to sit and let these rasses fool me, yeah? I didn't say anything because obviously she wanted a reaction. She wanted to report me and have something to write. Oh, attitude this, attitude that. What about your attitude, darling? You've been on this earth 2 more decades than I, and this is how you behave, picking and bullying. I was 23 or 22, I can't remember. A girl in her early 20s, this is what you do. And she even woke me up on my legal rest. Oh, where's the boiled egg? Looking for one boiled egg. Listen, dusty women are also very scary because how? My friends who are more senior than I in age, they don't do this because they're busy focusing on themselves, focusing on their business, minding their own. However, I've witnessed women my age and also twice my senior moving like scary girls. It's very scary, and I'm so sorry. If you're a scary girl and this is triggering you, please get therapy, please, or just watch my videos and uncondition your mind, yeah? No one is coming to save you. Green is not a nice colour on you, darling. Green with envy is not a nice colour on you. And it's dusty. Insert Hoover sound here. That is the sound of the Hoover coming to get you, darling. What is this? Dusty's Got Talent? Some people that comment on my TikTok, I'm like, is this a competition of dustiness or what? People forget that digital footprint is a thing. You using your full government name, or a lot, in my case, a lot of fake accounts. By the way, most of these fake accounts, I actually probably know them in real life because of the way they type, the way they converse. It's not hard, yeah? Once a rass, always a rass, as I say. Okay, another comment. Yes, because I'm not living with a man that's not my husband. Learned that lesson the hard way twice. LMAO. Another person replied to her, you literally cannot LMAO. When you live together, they can't hide any of the beep household behaviors. When you don't, it's easier to hide things. Also, seeing how you all would work together and compromise. Well, if you could tell us, because you don't know men, if you look around, you'll see they are nasty people. They don't clean the bathroom. The bathrooms are nasty. Shaving hair is there. You'll know. If that is the kind of man you choose to live with and cohabitate with, darling, I think you need to order a new one from Amazon, from Dusties on, because that is embarrassing. I'm so sorry. You don't have to be a woman to be clean. You know, I used to want to get married really young and have kids really young. I saw a woman one time. She posted a video. The guy left his trousers on the floor in the bathroom and it looked like he evaporated. His trousers was just on the floor, standing upright, you know, crinkled up. And I was like, you're a better woman than me. I can tell you that for free, because I would have thrown them in the bin. I would have thrown them in the dust can. I can tell you that for free. Please. You're not a maid, darling. And if he wants a maid, tell him to hire a maid. Yeah. If a man wants to go 50-50, okay, you can go 50-50 on the cleaner, the maid, and the nanny. Yeah. Because how? It's never 50-50 for a woman. How? How can you be a full-time babysitter? By the way, being a housewife is a full-time job. Cleaning a house, cleaning your kids, feeding your kids, driving them to school. It's a full-time job. And I know men also, they will lack sleep because you're both, you know, hearing the same baby cry, etc., etc. Your kids are waking you up at the same time. But 9 times out of 10, the woman has to deal with it. So it's never 50-50 because she's going to work and then doing all of the work at home. I remember I spoke to one Brazilian girl and she said, no, I don't mind 50-50 because in Brazil we fought for equality. We wanted this for so long, so we don't mind to pay 50-50 on a date. And good for you. In that case, I stand for you and I'm with you. Whatever makes you happy, I'm here for you, darling, as long as you're happy. But me personally, I know I would not be happy to clean after a man when I can just about clean for myself. Guys, one of my New Year's resolutions was to be domesticated and to not have a cleaner. And I'm not going to lie, it was very hard because I was so used to having a cleaner do everything for me. I didn't even clean my own bed sheets. So if I have only just now domesticated myself for my lonesome self, why am I now going to clean up after a man and be a full-time milkmaid? You're not going to milk me like a cow, darling. I don't have any kids yet, so I don't lactate yet. If you want some milk, go back to your mother's household and ask for some milk. Sorry, you're not going to get any milk from me, darling. I can tell you that for free. And another thing, just to add, you people who comment, oh, you sound like a man, transgender, darling, that says a lot more about yourself than it does about me. Another thing, fly girls and fly boys, a lot of these people are in the closet. They live in a country where they cannot come out, so they have to stay in the closet. They have to have a woman or a wife and kids to disguise themselves in the closet. And by the way, transgender women are beautiful. And these men also agree, but they can never publicly say, oh, they're ever so beautiful. So you want to comment on my videos, you're transgender. Darling, you wish you could be openly with a transgender. You never could. You can never even pull a transgender, even if you wanted to, because they would never even look at you, darling. They would never look at you. They would never look at you. The same way I would never look at you. Listen, these people who want to humble you and bring you down, the only way they can access you is through the internet, through keyboard worrying. clacking their fingers on the keyboard. If you want to go to my Patreon, guys, I will talk a lot about the dusties. I just feel like talking about the dusties is getting boring now. So I will do personal stories, etc. on my Patreon, because I used to do get ready with me videos about my dusty diaries, etc., etc. Now I'm just like, why am I even giving these dusties the excitement? They get excited and I had to block them. Why? So no, that I will continue the dusty diaries on my Patreon. Fly Girls Club, Fly Girls, Fly Guys only. If you're dusty, you will be kicked off and hoovered away. I did warn you, this is a dusty free zone. Seatbelts upright. Okay, some more comments. This is a lovely, lovely quote that I found that I love, guys. Check this. I can't cry about having a lot on my plate when my goal was to eat. Sometimes we forget how far we've come and what we prayed for. Don't be so hard on yourself. This is another thing about confidence. Guys, I used to be very insecure before I was modeling, even when I started modeling, you know, until I started to do more commercial campaigns, etc., etc. Confidence and loving yourself comes from within, and it's different for everyone. Go back to your kid and look at yourself as a child. What did you enjoy doing? Did you enjoy being outdoors, in nature, horses, knitting, I don't know, playing in the sand? And then continue it as an adult. Go to the beach, eat healthy, take care of your body. Your body's a temple. This is another thing, ladies and gentlemen. Stay celibate. If you need a sign to be celibate or stay celibate, because that is one way you're going to clear the dusty, the easiest way to hoover the dusties away, like that. Yeah, that will remove 99% of your problems, I'm telling you. Or if you already don't do that for religious reasons, good, carry on. Because your body is a temple. You cannot be letting any old Bill and Ben, the flower pot men, ruin that temple. You know, when you go to Bali, when you go to Thailand, when you go to these temples, these sacred places, they make you wear the beautiful clothing and you have the flowers and stuff. And I don't follow that religion, by the way. I just go to sightsee. But because I respect the culture, I'm not going to walk in with my dirty slippers. These people, they do not respect you. They do not care about you. And you're letting them enter your temple? I don't think so, darling. Your body's a temple. Please respect yourself and get some self-worth, because I promise you, once you get some self-worth, you will never let someone disrespect you ever again in your life. Even these men will be jealous of you. Well, boys, not men. Even these boys will be jealous of you, these narcissists, these dusties. Please. And Stephen Bartlett has a really good podcast on this. And I can't remember who he interviewed, but he basically said one of the most dangerous people could be your husband, could be the man you're living with. Yeah, which brings me to my next topic, the dusty forecast. Yeah. Another trigger warning, guys. I'm so sorry if this is triggering, but one person said to me, why are you so angry? Why are you so angry? Dusties, dusty. And it's like, guys, when I talk about the dusties, I'm telling you to protect your life, to save your life, because where I'm from, there are women who are not alive anymore because of a dusty. I don't want to scare you, but you need to protect yourself and protect your life, protect your future children's life, and protect your mental health. Once your mental health is down the drain, it's not, you cannot just take a pill like that to regain it. These people and these narcissists will knock you down and bring you down and try to humble you, make you insecure and dependent on them. And by the way, a narcissist is very good at making you think it's normal to progress things very quickly. Like, I believe in doing things quickly. For example, I'm not going to sit and be in a situationship for 10 years. Sorry, darling, no. 1 year is more than enough to get to know me. Even then, I don't have time, darling. I don't have time to have a pen pal. Sorry. This girl is from where I'm from. 2023, March. Holly Bramley death. Guys, this is real. Trigger warning. If you don't want to be triggered, please skip past this bit. These are real stories and real people. I don't want to offend anyone. Feel free to skip. This girl is from where I'm from. Holly Bramley death. Monster cut wife's body into 200 pieces. She had a kid and now the kid is in care. Guys, I'm sorry if I get emotional and get angry. It's because where I'm from, I've witnessed my own friends being abused. I've witnessed my own friends being beaten and nearly killed. I remember one of my friends, she rung me one time, was like, oh, thank you, Maya. Like, trigger warning, unaliving, trigger warning. Please skip if this is a sensitive topic. I don't want anyone to be offended. Feel free to skip. To be honest, in general, this episode is going to be trigger warning, so feel free to watch another episode if you don't want to watch this, okay? Holly Bramley, latterly Metson, was found dead in Bassingham near Lincoln, March 2023. This is real life. And guess what the police did? The police went to the house, saw blood on the carpet, smelt something funny, and they just thought, oh, funny smell, blood on the carpet, and he had scratch marks on his arms. Then guess what? Later on, her body was found in a bag in 200 pieces. Protect yourself, because these men are not protecting us anymore. I'm so sorry. This is why you have to be careful who you marry. Do not marry a wicked man. Do not marry a narcissist, horrible, wicked man. Once he raises his hand to you the first time, once he raises his voice to you the first time, leave. Get your car keys. This is what I said on TikTok as well. As a woman, you need to have your driving license. Even if you don't get a car, drive. Have something, I don't know, £20 in your bra if you need to get a taxi to escape. Yeah? When you have a car, when you have your driving license, when you have your ducks in a row, like I always tell you girls, this is what you do. Jingle, jingle, jingle. That's the sound of the jingling. And that's the sound of me getting away from you. Don't be scared. One thing about me, I'm not scared to jingle, jingle these car keys and walk away. And people might call me rude and, oh, you embarrassed me in front of all my friends. I do not care. If you making me look like a rass, I am leaving, darling. You're going to learn how to behave today. I can tell you that for free. Another girl. I was told by a friend that I'm asking for too much. And I said, I just have high standards. Been celibate for 24 years. Maya, how can I put myself in places where wealthy, kind, generous men are? Listen, ladies, I'm really sorry to break this to you. If you want a kind, generous man, you cannot be in these dusty establishments. You cannot be in these ghetto, hood rat block parties anymore. You need to be generous yourself. You need to be wealthy yourself. I'm not telling you to go and open PayPal, Tesla, and work 100-hour work weeks like Elon Musk. But perhaps, play sports. What do you enjoy? Do you enjoy golfing? Whatever you enjoy, do it. Sports, gym. Go to a nice gym, yeah, where there's nice boys, yeah? Listen, let me tell you something. I wish I could remember this girl or the flight so I could get her on this podcast. She studied neuroscience and she told me this. She said, we sat in the galley. She's like, do you want to be married? So on the A380, we have this similar to that little file holder I had. We have a menu holder and I love writing things on there. When I'm bored, I just love to get paper and just write down whatever's on my mind. This is another thing. Write down your thoughts on paper. Before you send that paragraph, write it on paper, write it in an email to me, for crying out loud, to your mum, to your dog, to your cat. I don't care. Do not send that paragraph. Do not, listen, silence is power. Silence is very powerful. No response is a response, darling. Keep your energy, keep your breath, save your breath, darling. Save it for another guy who's going to know how to act accordingly and knows how to behave. Because the more you entertain the dusties and the more frogs you kiss, you're just going to keep attracting frogs because that's what you're acclimatized to. That's all you know, the frogs. How can you bump into Elon Musk if all you're doing is going to dusty events, dusty activities? You cannot, I'm sorry. Like I always say, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are not coming to collect you outside of Tape and Libertine. Yeah? As someone commented on that video that I did, saying, oh, well, Elon Musk met so-and-so. I can't remember if it's his current partner, if they're still together, I can't remember. Oh, didn't he meet her in whiskey something? I don't know. I'm guessing whiskey something is a establishment in America or a club. Yes, he may have, but she was not a dusty herself. And he was not a dusty. So dusties are very brave and courageous. They will approach an attractive woman because they have the courage, because they're jobless. And they have the time and energy to research and to be a comedian and make you laugh and have the gift of the gab because they have nothing better else to do. Think about it. Yeah? All of my friends who are married to wealthy men, like very wealthy men, they was wealthy themselves. One of my friends, she's married to a very wealthy guy. She came off of social media because he is so wealthy and she was scared to get threats, basically, because he's quite famous. I'm not going to say any names, but he's quite famous and they live back in England and he treats her like a princess. He said to her, stop working. he gave her, I'm not going to say what, because a lot of people, she's one of my best friends, so it's not hard to figure out which one it is, because she basically disappeared from the face of the earth, yeah? He gave her a lump sum of cash, and they are living their best life. They're living their best life. And listen, relationships, I'm not saying the relationship is perfect, because no relationship is perfect. No one is perfect. You're going to go through trials and tribulations. But as adults, we should all know how to communicate, how to listen, actively listen to one another. And listen, not everyone you're attracted to is going to be your soulmate. Lust and love are two different things, darling. Sometimes it's just better to friend zone people and keep it moving. Watch them as a friend. Some guys are very good friends. Does not mean they'll be a good partner. Be friends, befriend them, watch them, then decide if you want them or not. By the way, it is not mandatory to reply to every DM. Be selective with your time. Be selective with your people. Let them call you bougie. Let them call you stush. Yeah, I am bougie and I am stush. That's why you're stood there, darling. This Dusty that I blocked, that my friend told me was negging me. So before the blocking happened, by the way, the block button is free. Public service announcement. Because I genuinely think people don't know. The block button is free. The men in Silicon Valley knew what they was doing. Yeah? They should also invent a Dusty block button. Yeah, that automatically blocks dustiness. Thank you very much. So the men in Silicon Valley, when they created the block button, they didn't charge. And please, if you're from Silicon Valley watching this, please do not ever charge. That is our right to survive in the Dusty apocalypse. I'm so sorry. Yeah? The block button is free. I sidetracked there. So, as much as I talk about Dusties, I very much care about people's mental health. I study psychology and I understand that people are projecting. I understand that when someone takes something out on me, I understand it's a projection of their personal life. Yeah? And if you want to take it out on me, cool, I couldn't care less. Yeah? And people ask me as well how to deal with Dusties in the workplace. You just have to leave work at work. Whatever happens at work, happens at work. And you go home, you shower, and you leave it down the drain with the Dusties in the sewers of London, darling. So welcome to this segment of Dusty Diaries. So this Dusty says to me, and as I said earlier, my friend informed me of negging and these tactics that these people do. So this Dusty says to me about my TikTok, oh, looks like you're hurt. Yeah. And I ignored them. Oh, Mardy. Oh, you've got the arse. And I was like, yeah, I have a nice one. Thank you. And he said, oh, you're hard work, aren't you? By the way, I know this guy since from when I was 16. And guys, I forgot about him for the past, how many years? For the past 8 years, I forgot about him. Yeah. He's from the Midlands where I'm from. He told one boy, oh, Maya's the one that got away. And he even admitted to me, he said, you're the one that got away. It took me 2 years to get over you. And like I said before, and like I'll say again, when a man opens his mouth, actually, in fact, when anyone opens their mouth, ears closed, eyes open, darling. Actions speak louder than words. Oh, I'm going to marry you. I'm going to marry you. Cool. I'm going to marry you. Okay, you see a ring? Oh, mashallah. Mashallah, brother. Mashallah. You made it out of the Dusty apocalypse. Words. Dusty. If you dust, nothing for you. And if you're broke, there's nothing for you. Listen, Dusty until proven innocent. That's what I say. Dusty until proven innocent. Because girls, we fall for it. We love a story. We love the Disney movies. We love it. We want the Prince Charming to ride on his cob or his stallion to come and collect us and ride off in the sunset. And I promise you, it will happen for you if you let it. Get your ducks in a row. And this is another thing. I sidetrack, but I promise I'm getting back to that, the neuroscientist. So yeah, basically, long story short, this guy goes, I said, well, I'm not 16 anymore. I'm busy, because I kept ignoring them. Because I'm sorry, you've shown to me that you're insecure and you're being dusty. Bye. And then he responded to me because I said, unless you have a petrol station, you know, as a joke to say, like, my car doesn't fill itself, basically. The petrol doesn't jump in my car automatically. And this guy goes, no, but I've got a big pump. Blocked. Block on Facebook. Block on WhatsApp. Block. I will block. What is this? Yeah? And he knows I'm a woman of God. So he knew better. And people say to me, no, Maya, communicate. Boundaries. Darling, that is my boundary. You don't know how to behave? Blocked. And listen, if someone didn't know how to behave the first time, and I tried to explain to this person, I said to them, and this is the thing, when Dusties tried to worm their way back, I'm like, look, if you need someone to talk to for your mental health, I'm here, because I know men don't really talk to their friends about mental health. So I am more than happy if someone comes to me and rings me. Guys, I'm sorry, it's just not in my nature to kick someone to the curb. It's not. Like, yes, the block button is free. However, if someone rings me and says, Maya, I'm struggling mentally, like, I don't know what to do, I will sit and I will listen and I will help and I will talk to you. But I will not settle for rassness. The old Maya would have said, yeah, go and show your mum that pump. Go and take that pump to your mum. But mature Maya, block. There's absolutely no need for us to converse further. Bye. And one Dusty said to me, swear you've got bipolar. And I said, swear you've got chlamydia. Everyone says, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Darling, you know what I bring to the table, else you wouldn't be in my DMs. You know what I bring to the table, else you wouldn't be begging for a lift from Dubai airport. Do I look like a chauffeur? You wouldn't be begging for a spare room in my gaff if you didn't know what I brought to the table. Yeah? Nothing, because I'm not a waitress, first of all. People might call me a trolley dolly. Okay, it's called hospitality, but whatever. That's a topic of discussion for another day. That's a whole nother podcast. These incels think that being a backup dancer, being rude and arrogant gets them far in life. I promise you it doesn't. Maybe with the girls and immature people who are also toxic like yourself, but a secure woman doesn't want that. Personally, I don't want someone in my life who's going to bring me down. I want someone who's going to elevate me. And so should you girls. Because if you let someone bring you down, they will. Because you're giving them your power. This is the thing as well with older guys. I used to really have an eye for the older guys. Now I've realised it doesn't matter the age. You can be 30 and still dusty. You can be rich and still dusty. It's not about that. It's about the mindset. It's about how they was raised. It's about their upbringing, the way they carry themselves, their demeanour. Yeah? Same for you. The way you carry yourself. Another thing with confidence, posture. Some people are like, oh, confidence. First of all, fix your posture. You like this. I can't even do it. Can you see, guys? This is how some of you walk around. No. Back straight. You are not the hunchback of Notre Dame. Stand straight, tall, confident. You're beautiful. And even if someone doesn't think you're beautiful, it's okay. Everyone likes a different cup of tea. I don't like coffee. I like matcha. Someone might like espresso. I hate espresso. Some people might like white chocolate. And I like dark chocolate. Chocolate and caramel, ooh wee. The sun kissed you, I said, ooh wee. Yeah? We all have different styles. We all have different tastes. Yeah? One cup of tea might be too milky or sweet for one. Might be perfect for me. Or you. Love yourself. Focus on yourself. This neuroscientist said to me in the galley, sorry, I keep sidetracking, but yeah, back to the neuroscientist. She said to me, you want to be married, Maya? I said, yeah, to the right person. And this is the thing, I don't mind being married to the right person because I was thinking about it a while ago and I was like, I cannot believe I wanted to get married and have kids so young because I wanted to be on my 4th kid by now. And now I'm like, a'udhu billah, that was not written for me. I cannot believe I wanted that. And the people that was around me that time, there was no way any of them deserved even to have access to me, to even give me that, first of all. Not like I let them. Hence why I'm in Dubai, yeah. Ran away from the Dusties, the Dusty capital. She said to me, write everything you want, yeah. Do it now, girls, do it. Get a piece of paper, write, I don't know, husband, ideal husband, and do like a mind map and all the things, all the qualities you want. Don't put looks or tall and, you know, muscly, six. Don't do that. Put, you know, responsible, secure within themselves, career-driven, good father figure, you know, generous, kind, caring, soft-spoken, confident. The list can go on. Mine was huge. I filled the whole paper. I said, girl, have you got all day? I've got a lot of things. My list is very long. She's like, khalas, right. And then she turned the paper around. She said, now write everything you are. So I wrote everything I am. And she said, and the bad. the things you need to work on also. Okay, so one side of the paper, everything you want in a man. Turn it around, everything you are. Another piece of paper, match everything he is, everything you are. For example, if you put for him generous, are you generous? Put it there also. Career driven, are you career driven? All the qualities that match, list them. I don't know. Fashion, likes horse riding, likes golfing. I don't know. If you're a swimmer, likes swimming, something. Loves children, loves doing charity work, volunteering, anything, whatever aligns with your values and passions, yeah? And your personality. And then she also said, write what you need to work on. And boy, I'm a self-aware queen. I know what I need to work on. Commitment. I will hold my hands up. I'm scared of commitment. The only way I could marry a man is if I could conjoin my house to his with a bridge and I have my space and he has his. Because after what I've seen on TikTok, the married girlies are suffering out here. But then that's not all of them. There's some married girlies that live in the best life, yeah? And this is another thing. Guys say to me, oh, well, where you're from, men are allowed 4 wives. Why can't I have 4 wives? And it's like, men where I'm from are allowed to have 4 wives because they're rich. They have the resources to have 4 wives. You do not have the resources to have 4 wives. You don't even have the resources or the amenities for yourself. You're asking me to pick you up from the airport. You're asking me to get you discounted tickets. You're asking me for a Wi-Fi code on the aircraft. And you're asking me why you can't have 4 wives. Darling, take a look in the mirror. That is why you can't have 4 wives, because you're dusty, brokey, rassy. Yeah, by the way, I love the name Rasmus. Yeah, the guy that won the golf at the Irish Amateur, and his name was Rasmus Højgaard. Højgaard? Don't know, don't speak Danish. My goodness gracious me, guys. If I have a son, his name's going to be Rasmus. Yeah, little side note. Next, write the things you need to work on and what you want. I don't know, maybe you want to finish your master's degree. Me personally, if I had the time, I would love to take 1 year to finish my master's degree. Could be in psychology, could be in economics, anything. Yeah, even though I hated education. But there are other things I could do. For example, Harvard have free courses online. And if you want to pay for the certificate, you can pay like 145 quid. I'll link it down below. Harvard have free courses on so many things. Go on the website. I'll put it down below. Like, educate yourself. You don't have to stop education when you finish university, by the way. Honestly, sometimes I have conversations with people and I find it really boring because I'm like, and I feel like an auntie. Like, have I been lied to about the year I was born or something? Because there was something lost in translation on my birth certificate. Because sometimes I talk to people and I'm just confused.com. I'm like, really? This is how you see life? I just find it ever so embarrassing. That's another podcast for another day. Anywho, work on the things you need to improve. You know, maybe you wrote being financially responsible. Maybe you put being a cook, improving your cooking skills. Maybe you put communication. Maybe you put being more lenient. I will hold my hands up. Perhaps I need to be a bit more lenient with guys. Perhaps I need to stop for 1 second to be the dusty exterminator. And perhaps I need to give people the benefit of the doubt. But you know why I don't give people the benefit of the doubt? Because I don't want to tell a grown man twice how to behave. I find it very embarrassing. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a dusty teacher. I'm the dusty exterminator. Thank you very much. This is not Dusty's Got Talent. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. And don't be scared to walk away. I have never been scared to walk away, to even run away from a country, from a job, from a rass, yeah? If he's not treating you well, walk. And I'm not telling you to necessarily leave. Let's say your husband's taking you for granted, yeah? Take a little staycation with the girls, yeah? Let him miss you. Even one of my friends' dad said this to me. Always have a bit of mystery about yourself. And he was a womanizer his whole life. And he even said to me, Maya, I'm single now. He had a girlfriend. And he said we had an argument over her dog. So she broke up with me. Guys, no matter what age, everyone is having the same problems. Yeah? He's in his 60s and broke up with his girlfriend over a dog. Or she left him over a dog, something like this. The dusty apocalypse ends with you. Only you can fight your way out of the dusty apocalypse, darling. Focus on yourself is the gist of what I'm trying to say. Because this is what the neuroscientist said to me. She said, when you focus and finish on the list of things you want to focus on yourself, that's when you'll be ready and you'll have the capacity to meet someone on your level. Because why? If you want an Elon Musk, why should Elon Musk come and collect you? Yeah, what, from the block party? From Croydon? From Tottenham Hale? Listen, there's nothing wrong with Tottenham. I lived in Tottenham for a year when I first moved to London. And one of my friends from London, from the East Midlands, he was laughing at me saying, because I used to work at Tesco on the deli counter, and he worked on either the fish, the meats, or the chicken. You know, we would rotate sometimes on the breaks. He was laughing because he was a Londoner. He was from Essex. He was like, Maya, you are going to get stabbed. And I didn't, luckily. Nearly got kidnapped. That's the story for another day. Yeah? Another thing, don't be scared to look crazy. The two best forms of self-defense are either like all the, these pointy parts of your body, bang, bang, or weapon. Obviously, you can't have a, gun. Well, where I'm from in Africa, you can have a gun. But in England, I used to have this umbrella in my car, just in case. I never had to use it, just in case. Bang! Yeah, let people think you're crazy. Because people don't want to mess with crazy. Yeah, Miss R Fabulous did a really good video on this. She said, pull the crackhead. Yeah, pretend you're a crackhead. Someone's following you in the dark, be a crackhead. Bang! Don't be scared. You have to protect yourself if you're an attractive woman. If you want a wealthy, kind, generous man, be yourself. Ask yourself, am I kind? Am I generous? And go to places where kind, generous men go. Yeah? Forget about tape and libertine. Go to the gym. Go to the Pilates studio. Go horse riding. Whatever your passions are, do it. And hopefully, just hopefully, you'll bump into someone the old-fashioned way, in a coffee shop, studying on your laptop, in the workplace. Focus on your heart, your inner self, and pray. Pray for a kind, generous man, and God will give. Yeah? Inshallah. This is another quote I love. Men get so upset when women honestly say they want to marry a rich man, travel the world, eat delicious food, and dress beautifully. What are we supposed to dream about then? Like, I dream of marrying a lazy broke guy and working 3 times harder than him. This is the thing. When I was born, my dad was in his 60s, mid-60s probably. This dusty incel mentality is a new thing. It's the new generation thing. I never heard this. And even where I'm from, it must be an up north or East Midlands thing, because I don't hear guys from the East Midlands wanting to do 50-50. Maybe that's because I left East Midlands a long time ago. However, when I was in sixth form, I remember boys would say things like, oh, I want to earn enough money so that my wife doesn't have to work if she doesn't want to. I want to be a breadwinner. And even in Africa, guys, where I'm from in Africa, even the people in the village who have nothing are providing. The wives are at home cooking and cleaning and taking care of the household. Even I can't remember if it's Japan. I read somewhere that, I can't remember what it is. I'm sorry if this is wrong, guys. It's either Japan or somewhere else. I can't remember, but I feel like it's Japan. They give the woman the whole paycheck and the woman is basically the accountant and gives him an allowance. As he should. As he should. And to be honest, I'm the kind of person who I'll be bored if I'm sat at home. Yeah, unless I had kids. Kids is a different story. Having kids is a full-time job. Being a mum is a full-time job. It's hard work. This is another thing. Men who talk in trash about the baby mamas. Don't ever entertain a guy who's talking passa about his baby mama. I remember one time a Dusty said to me out loud, maybe he thought this was acceptable to say to a woman, but I heard him say, yeah, this Bravo, India, Tango, Charlie hotel, she just wants to go out. That's why she wants me to have the kid. This is why I didn't want to have the kid in the first place. Blah, blah, blah. Guys, if a man can talk like that about his own baby mama, run. Run for the hills, darling, because that is scary. Whether you like her or not, that woman gave birth. She brought a life into your earth. That is half of you, half of her. That child does not deserve you to talk about her like that. And there's 2 sides to every story. Trash talking the baby mama, trash talking the baby mama. Why do you think he's trash talking the baby mama? Maybe she's wicked and bad for a reason. Me too, I'd be wicked and bad if I was being sent 70 quid. And even then, I had to chase him for 70 quid a week. Oh, the ghetto, darling. That is ghetto. I'm sorry. And people judge us for wanting someone within our tax bracket and above. Please, move, man. You go back to the ghetto where you came from. Please. Next. Guys, no word of a lie. I watched a video one time on social media and there's three boys talking, well, men talking. And one recommended a book and it's actually a really good book. He read this book called Babylon, Richest Man in Babylon or something like that. I'll have to link it down below. Very good book, by the way. Very, very good book about like the ancient times in Babylon, how they saved money, how they traded money and stuff. And it was very interesting, actually. Very, very interesting. And then this other guy with his chest says, yeah, even me, I financially abused my baby mama. One time she wanted money and because she annoyed me, I didn't give it to her. A'udhu billah. You financially abusing your baby mama is not abusing her. You're abusing your own child. Not sending child support to, I don't know, irritate your baby mum, make your baby mum suffer. And he said it with his chest. I was like, oh, there's no way he just admitted that on the internet. Listen, you know what? I respect the honesty, but this is why you cannot settle for a dusty, because this is what happens. They will financially abuse you. This is why I will say it and I'll scream it till the top of my lungs, guys. Have your ducks in a row. Because if you have your ducks in a row, who can take your ducks from you? No, darling. This is another thing about prenups. People clearly don't know what a prenup is. If you're watching this and you have anything about yourself, guys, my husband will be signing a prenup. He will be signing a prenup because prenup is for both of your safety in the event anything happens. I was watching Stephen Bartlett's podcast. I love Stephen Bartlett's podcast, by the way. You're going to hear me refer a lot to his podcast. He interviewed a divorce lawyer, and this divorce lawyer said in one prenup, this guy, this very wealthy guy, said for every £10 she gains, I can't remember, but she gets like a deduction in the amount of money she gets. And it was liable. And it's like, if that is liable for a man to say however much weight she gains, I'm liable to deduct her whatever. Therefore, we're entitled to incorporate the dusty tax. Because guess what? They can also take from us. Which leads me to this. This is very, very scary and makes me very sad because I relate to this girl because both of our fathers are not on this earth anymore. God rest their souls. So this girl is talking about her friend. My co-worker gave keys to her house, which her daddy bought, to her boyfriend of 7 years. And he lives there alone while she still lives at her daddy's house. Like, girl, he don't even want to call you. Her dad passed away 2 years ago. All the money she could have made with that house, but she's still holding on hopes and dreams that this guy will propose to her someday when he's ready and they'll move there. A'udhu billah. A'udhu billah. Guys, who is this boyfriend? The shaitan himself? And you know what? I don't blame him. She ain't your friend. The way you said my co-worker, she ain't your friend. Because if that was your friend, you would drag her by the skin of her teeth. And co-worker, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, message me. You know there's such thing as Airbnb host. I don't know where you live, but there's things where companies, they will put your house on Airbnb and they will pay you and you just give a bit of commission. He's living rent-free and someone commented like, babe, check the law because he can claim squatters' rights. It's true, he can claim squatters' rights. I don't know what country you're in. What if he claims squatters' rights and now that's not... Women, please, please. These dusties want to call us gold diggers. What about the gold digging dusties? What about the gold digging dusty rass? What is this? Your dad left that house for you, babe. Your dad left that house for you to earn extra money so that you don't have to work like a dog. And you're letting him, he's probably made a brothel of that house now. One of my friends, she also made this mistake. She let her friends live in her house. They basically used it as a crack den, injections everywhere. And then when she moved back in the house, she had to renovate it. It was smashed up, destroyed. It's fixed now. She managed to renovate it. She did a very good job, actually. Trigger warning, abuse. Sorry, guys. This whole podcast is basically trigger warning. One of my friend's boyfriends kicked the teeth out of her mouth and she has to have false teeth. Not even composite, false teeth. And she's young. She's only like in her 40s. Yeah? Please, please, please don't let these wicked men enter your homes and enter your life, because someone who's controlling, they're very good at being controlling. And they will make you believe that you can't live without them. You can learn to be alone. I will never understand these girls who always have to have a boyfriend. They come out of one relationship to the next, to the next. How about you take yourself to the next, everything he owns in a box to the left. Have your own. Some girls, they break up with a boyfriend. They've got no house, no car, and they're crying. Yeah, I'd be crying too if I had no rass. Who told you to not save a penny? Who told you to not do your driving license? Who told you to not get a car? Get a car. Get a house. Have your own place. Go back to your mum's. What's wrong with going back to your mum's house? I know some of us come from toxic households. It's okay. Even me. Guys, I'm North African. But I'd rather go back to the village in Africa than settle for a dusty. Please. Please. If you don't go and collect your co-worker, I will fly there myself and I'll bang on the door like a bailiff. Metropolitan Police open up and I'll kick his doors down myself and I'll evict him myself. Girl, if you're watching this, evict that heifer or tell him to pay rent and make him sign a contract because this is embarrassing. You're putting your dad's name to shame. Remember, girls, I took my father's second name. Normally, where I'm from, we take our mother's name, if that makes sense. And one guy said this to me, oh no, well, my wife, I want her to have my second name. I was like, okay, but that's where you're from. Where I'm from, we don't take our husband's second name because we're not your daughter. We're our father's daughter. Guys, when I get married, my name is staying as Rothwell. Sorry. Yeah. And people where I'm from, they understand. If you're lucky and you don't have a silly name, maybe I'll do a double barrel name if you're lucky. Sorry. I'm not doing this and changing my name. No, I'm keeping my name. Thank you very much. This is smart. Otherwise, you end up being with his baby getting £70 a week. Baby trapping. Who's trapped? The man or the woman? Because 2.5 decades on this earth, I only know 3 men. 2 of them are my friends' fathers. I only know 3 men who the mother is an absent mother and the father is taking care of everything. Everyone else who ends up being baby trapped is women. It's not the man. The man is free to do whatever he wants and then sees the baby as and when he pleases. A'udhu billah. Be bougie. Be selective. We're allowed. Because we're fly girls. We're allowed. We're allowed to be bougie and picky. And if Dusty wants to come to you, oh, you're bougie, you're stush. Okay, bye. If I'm so bougie and stush, why you stood there then, brokey? Move. Go in the brokey queue. Brokey number 2, please. You're not coming to me with your ass self about, you're bougie, you're bougie. I know I'm bougie. That's why I live in Dubai. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Then sign the prenup. Yeah, I will sign a prenup. As will he, darling. No moving until there's a ring with a set date within 2 years. Another comment. These are all comments on the no ring, no rass saga. No baby until there's a wedding. Oh, darling. I don't know why people think it's so crazy. I am more than happy to do the religious wedding and test the waters. And if it doesn't work, bye. Yeah, divorce, 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 bye. I'm more than happy to do that. And if you're not a rass, I'm more than happy to do the legal wedding, sign the papers, do things the halal way. Even if you're not religious, pretend. Say, no, I'm a woman of God. Ring, por favor, senor. Hey, so many guys have asked me naughty questions. Maya, why don't you do this, Maya? And I do this. Oh, the ring you got me must be microscopic. I didn't know Cartier did microscopic invisible rings. The ring you bought me must be transparent, darling. Hey, be cheeky and be audacious. The same way these dusties have courage and audaciousness. Give it back. Yeah? Oh, even 2 years. Ugh. Why? Why do you have to get to know someone for 2 years? Please. I think not. I need someone to split the rent with, lol, and some D from Haram. Don't say that on my TikTok, please. This is an ethnic household. Haram. Please respect yourself. You need to split the rent. How about you split the rent with your mum? Give your mum some utility money. Stay at your mum's. Redecorate your room. Redecorate the shed if you have to. Why are you going to be a full-time cow and let some man milk you? What is this? You know, one of my friends, he's Italian, and he told me this old farmer's saying. He said, in Italy, there's an old farmer's saying, women are like cows, stick to the cows from your village. Yeah? I don't agree with the first part, women are like cows. No, women are most definitely not like cows unless you choose to be a cow and let someone milk you dry. Cool. But it's true. Stick to what you know. These dusties know they're punching well above their weight. But are they going to be cheeky and try anyway? Absolutely. Baby, 100%. Don't have babies for boyfriends. What is boyfriend? A boy that is a friend? What is show boyfriend? Khalas with boyfriend, girlfriend. Boyfriend, girlfriend, zift. Boyfriend, girlfriend. Boyfriend, girlfriend is not a legal term. Boyfriend, girlfriend, unless there's no ring, I don't want to hear it. No ring, no rass, ducky darling. No ring, no rass. Please. F no. Don't marry someone only on their words. Their actions matter. I'm glad the girls that get it, because I said it before and I'll say it again. Cover your ears, open your eyes. Actions speak louder than words. Sing with me. Actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words, darling. No ring but live in the same house practice. Absolutely not. Next. I'm not living with no man that isn't my husband. Good girl. Yes, duh, good girl. I used to feel this way, but in this economy, I'd like to share a few bills. Babe, I know the economy is a bit tough right now. I know, darling. But please, go back to your mum's. Rent your own space. Get a job that pays more. Anything. Because if you surround yourself with dusties, you will be dusty, darling. And he's just going to milk you like a cow. And as he should, you're letting him. No ring, single. Good girl. No ring, you my friend. No ring, you my cousin. Say it again. No ring, you my friend. No ring, you my cousin. Don't claim these heifers. Listen, these dusties will do anything to ride your wave like a backup dancer, like your entourage. Guys, where I'm from, the small village, yeah, there's dusties who've claimed me, and my friends laugh so hard. They're like, Maya, you'll never guess who's trying to claim you. And they tell me, and I just laugh, and I'm like, anyone who believes that is a fool and needs to go to Specsavers. Because in what world would I even be in the same room as you? It must be crack that you're smoking. Maybe in your dreams you was with me. Hey, don't claim no one. No ring, no rass. Next. When you live with someone without being married, you naturally fall into married couple activities, having to cook for one another even after being exhausted from work, etc. It's also more logical to buy a house together, as there are more advantages. Just save all this for marriage. Yeah, what's the point in doing these dusty festivities? For a boyfriend who's going to leave you when he upgrades his lifestyle anyway? Oh, please. Next. No ring, no cat. I didn't say it, guys. She said it. No ring, no... No ring, no... Yeah, no ring, no pussy. No ring, no rass. Next. As a man, facts. I wish more women thought like this. This is a man commenting. This is a man commenting this. When are we going to wake up? Even men, they think they want it easy. They don't. They want us to give them a hard time. They want us to tell them off. They love it when we tell them off. And they like discipline. Yeah? They might pretend they want it easy and go for the easy, but they will not settle and marry for the easy. And actually, there's a theory called like the traffic light or the yellow light. I can't remember. Taxi cab theory, something. Like when a man is ready, he settles with whoever's there at the time. It's not the love of his life, because the love of his life probably moved on with a better man. This is another thing. A lot of you girls, Maya, why doesn't he want me? Because he's gay. A lot of these men are in the closet and they are gay. Why doesn't he want me? Why doesn't he want me? Because he doesn't even like your gender. He wants another man, but he cannot be open. That's the podcast for another day, though. These closeted people. By the way, I'm not homophobic. Someone commented on my TikTok saying, I thought he was homophobic. Me? Do you know how many gay friends I have? I will never... Guys, one thing about me, I will never judge no one. Because you know when you judge people, God will teach you with your children, with your relatives, with you. This is what I've seen with my own eyes. I've seen a lot of men who are not comfortable with their sexuality. It makes me question their sexuality. I've seen people like over the top homophobic, over the top outraged and disgusted. And it's like, for you to be so outraged, it's because there's something inside that you're not secure with. Men who are secure within themselves and comfortable with their sexuality do not behave like that. So when a man is overly homophobic, it makes me question them, actually. And I always tell guys like this, when I hear anyone be homophobic, I'm like, wait until you have children. God will teach you. Even these rass, dusty men, wait until God gives them daughters. I said this to one guy. This dusty guy tried to wife me one time, and he was moving like a rass, so easily cut him off. And I did warn him. I was like, continue. You're not going to see me for the rest of your life. To this day, I'm not seeing him for the rest of his life. And it's crazy because I saw one theory on TikTok, and I don't want to keep referring to TikTok and the University of TikTok, but I think it's true. There's a theory that, have you noticed that sometimes people, they enter your life and no matter what you do, you can't stop bumping into them. But then when the lesson is learned and they're no longer, so I think it's called a karmic cycle. I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember the theory. But have you noticed when someone serves no purpose in your life anymore, you never see them again? You could live in the same village, on the same street, and you never see them again. Guys, there's been some people in my life, I kept bumping into them and I had no business bumping into them. Yeah, and I don't go out clubbing, so I'd bump in. And even one guy, that Dusty who tried to off me off one time, he said to me, yeah, where I used to live, he said, yeah, I kept driving around that area to bump into you and I never did. I never saw you. Yeah, because God didn't want you to see me, darling. And I moved away. Thank God. Thank God. Since when was this normal, bruv? Tommy D said. It's okay if they pay the bills. Someone said it's not. It's not okay if they pay the bills. I don't care if he bought you Tesla. I don't care if he bought you a Tesla truck. I don't care if he bought you a Hummer. No ring, no rass. Next. It's because they're afraid the ring will never come, so they just freestyle. Freestyling what? You're not a backup dancer. Freestyling for who? Freestyling for what, darling? Even if the ring never does come, I'm telling you, there'll be another man who will give you a ring, darling. He will run to the ring shop and find you a ring. Don't let these dusties tell you, you ain't ever going to find out. Okay, move to Dubai then. If that's all you're hearing, you ain't ever going to move to Dubai, because I can tell you for free, the men in Dubai know Wagwan. Yeah, they know Wagwan. Finally, somebody said it. Well, someone has to. Someone has to in this dusty epidemic. How it's meant to be. I don't even know when people normalise getting the full experience in the GFBF phase. Yeah, me neither. Have self-respect. It's something a woman of this generation lack. I'm getting married with those conditions, so you can too. Good. Good for you, boy. No ring, no bombaya is the only right one. Guys, this one is really funny. Someone commented, no ring, no bombaya. Yeah. Good boy. Not just a ring. Rings. Marriage, legally and spiritually. No marriage, no baby. Correct. No, you really don't know someone until you live with that person. Guys, it doesn't take a psychologist to see someone's behaviour, the way they carry themselves, whether they're a mess or disorganised or not. I don't even need to go to your house to see if you're a mess or not. I can tell by the way you carry yourself, by one conversation, even before you open your mouth. The way they conduct themselves, watch. Yeah? Within a few months, the mask will melt. Yeah? They're not going to be the Phantom of the Opera forever. They will eventually, you'll see the true mask. No ring, no attention. Good girl. No baby, but no living in the same house. Listen, I don't care. This is my opinion. If you don't agree, then listen, if you're comfortable to be a full-time cow, by all means do it. However, that is not an option I'm willing to take, and I'm North African, so it's not an option I'm allowed to take, even if I wanted to. Sorry. It's the trans women who start this and allow it to continue. Need a series on them too. Do you really have to use the word tramps? Use a 3, 6, 9, 3, 4, 2, like, next. Sorry, but I think everyone should live with someone before. Oh, boring and not... you don't fully... Have you never heard of a conversation? Have you never heard of a phone call? Have you never heard of a, chaperone? 100%. My husband proposed after a week. He got access to move in. We were married a year later. See? Don't let people tell you it doesn't happen, because it does. It does. Even my parents, guys, my dad was a Caucasian man, went to North Africa for work. He signed a contract. He's doing his project management side mission in his retirement. Met my mum, because my mum was a teacher in a disabled school. And guys, my mum did it the proper way, as in chaperone on the dates. And he married to her quickly, boy. And this is what I'm telling you. Men, for the woman they want, they'll do anything. Just ask yourself, who, like your man's dream woman, let's say Rihanna, Beyonce, I don't know, Lady Gaga, would he be moving like a rass? If Rihanna said, let's get married tomorrow, he'd be jumping up and down in the air and said, yeah, and he would run to the ring shop. I could tell you that for free. You think, oh, men don't do that? They do, for the one they give a ass about, the ones they're interested in. He moved in your house. Yeah, he then bought it for me. I was renting. Good. Good girl. This post was released in perfect time for winter. It's cold. Can I stay at yours? Apocalypse is upon us. A'udhu billah. Don't invite no heifers to your house, guys. My house, there's a guest list. Girls and gays only. Ain't no rass allowed to enter my house. Even one time, one of my friends brought a mutual friend, and I've never had any noise complaints in my house, in my apartment. Security came knocking on my door. Keep the noise down. We've had a complaint because this dusty rass was screaming, shouting, doing the most. I could tell you for free that rass never entered my household again. Behave. I'm sorry, just normal things. People in this day normalize so much things. Yeah. Welcome to Islam, sis. Yeah, mashallah, welcome to Islam. Don't move in with no ring. Trust me, a year ago I would have thought you were crazy, but don't do it, y'all. Period. Oh, brrr, and that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. No ring, no BF. No ring, no Bombaya. That's my favourite one. That got 9,780 likes. You are the winner. Gold buzzer. You won the Dusty Olympics. No, you won surviving the Dusty Olympics. You're with the wrong person no matter how many rules you make. Eventually it's going to crumble. Just focus on finding the right person. Focus on yourself and the right person will come. I do not believe in right person, wrong time. I honestly think if it was the right person, you'd make it the right time. Stop making excuses for heifers. Oh, trauma this, trauma that. We've all got trauma, especially if you're African like me. If you're North African, we've all got trauma. Yeah, go to therapy. Heal. Don't find a therapy in settling for a dusty. I'm going to move on, guys, because this is getting boring now. And one girl, I just warned her, just be careful not to be a full-time maid and babysitter. That's all. No ring, you're my cousin. That's what I say. No man can claim me, and I ain't going to claim no man until there's a ring on his finger, ducky darling. I told my husband I wasn't moving in without a ring. Then he proposed and I moved in a few months later. Good girl. No ring means my options are always open. Good girl. For us Muslims, normal. Exactly. Normal. However, common sense is not common, unfortunately. 2024 and beyond, if you are waiting for the ring, it will never happen. Men have nothing to gain putting on the ring, but run the risk of losing everything. Actually, Stephen Bartlett, sorry, I keep saying Stephen Bartlett's name. He has a good podcast with someone, actually. And I can't remember, just go on his podcast, you'll find it. And this guy actually says, the most wealthiest men in the 1%, in the top 1%, they're actually married. Yeah, they're married and they've got a strong woman on the shoulder. You know how the saying goes, standing on the shoulders of giants. And a lot of wealthy men who I'm friends with, they have a very good partner on their side who's helping them elevate their business. Men have a lot to gain, actually. And that podcast really proved to me exactly why men need women. Yeah, even men in business, on Stephen Bartlett's podcast, there was someone who said, even like entrepreneurs and businessmen, they will not do business with men who cheat. And rightly so, because if you're a cheater, you're an adulterer, you can't even stay loyal to your own family, your own flesh and blood. You can't even keep things in order in your own household. How can I trust you? It's absolutely correct. Clearly, you've never heard of African men. This is another thing, ladies. If you like African men, go for the real African men, you know, Ghanaians from Ghana, not these Ghanaians born and raised in London who do 50-50. That is not a Ghanaian. Even I remember there was one FO, we all went out in Ghana for food and we was having a conversation and he even agreed with me. He said when he lived in London, and they have a joke in Nigeria, like Nigerian London guys are not Nigerian, like not a real Nigerian. And it's true because no real Nigerian man is going to make a woman do 50-50. Even my friend in Ghana, Abu, who does the tours and takes everyone to the orphanage, I asked him, I said, why don't you have kids and a wife? Like, you're a good man. And he said, look, in Ghana, we don't want our women to struggle. We like our women to be dressed well, taken care of. We're not going to put a woman in our lives and let them suffer. No, we will bring a woman in our lives when we have the means to. And I'm sorry, but this used to be normal. Now, people are just too cheeky and have too much audacity. I'm sorry. Like, it's actually embarrassing. Shame is free, you know. Shame is actually free. Prince Charming. Yeah. Príncipe Azul. I don't know why Príncipe Azul is in this list. Oh, guys, I have something so funny, actually. Because when I printed these, Bossman printed them. And I was laughing so hard because, oh guys, I lost it. I lost it because he probably thought I wasn't being serious. So I tried to print this cat thing. Where is it? So Shira7 did a post and a cat. I have to go on my phone to find this, guys, because it's so funny. So Shira7 did a really funny post, yeah. And my friend sent it to me because my friends know I love the dusty banter. I love it. I am the dusty exterminator after all. Letitia Padua. I didn't know that was her name. Padua? Leticia Padua. I didn't know that was her name. Guys, check this. When your cat loves you more than a dusty, they will find a way to provide. Woman in UK wins prize after her cat brings home winning scratch card. Let me read it again. When your cat loves you more than a dusty, they will find a way to provide. Woman in UK wins prize after her cat brings home winning scratch card. Guys, the proof is in the pudding. And the guy forgot to print this. Bossman forgot to print this because he asked me, "Where's your cat? He's like, what happened to the cat? Did you find the cat?" And I was like, "No, like what cat? I don't have a cat." And he thought I was printing a missing cat photo. Guys, if a cat can bring home a winning scratch card to their owner who feeds them, and cats, all they do is drink and eat, really, and then they go and then come back and do whatever they please, yeah? Cats are very self-dependent animals, very strong, independent queens and kings, feline, yeah? If a cat is willing to provide for their human friend or human owner, why can't another human provide you with security if that's what you want? Thank you so much for watching. I've been your lovely Dusty Exterminator host, Maya Rothwell. This has been the Fly Girls podcast. Ciao. Bye.